This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, The Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on The Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
The Jason Walker Show, broadcasting from the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Here's Jason Walker.
Hey, it is Tuesday, and a happy Tuesday to you. Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave. We got a big show coming up today. Helen High football's 2-0. We'll talk to head coach Scott Evans about that. Also, on this day in history, and a whole lot more. And when we have our next segment, Brandy Schock's going to join us. She is the University of Wyoming cowgirl. But she has an inspiring story to tell. And so we'll talk to Ms. Schock coming up a little bit later on. Here in about 15 minutes, 10 minutes or so. She is patiently, anxiously waiting and standing by. Actually, I think she's sitting by in her home. What is that? Outside Laramie, it looks like. But we'll talk to Brandy coming up. It is a great story. And she rodeos the University of Wyoming, which is coached by former Belgrade star, Montana State star, Bo Clark. So fantastic, fantastic guy. So there we go. Let's see, where are we at? All right, we got to that. Let's get to our daily update. And it starts, by the way, you can watch the show on Facebook. You can tweet us. You can YouTube it. You can Podbean, Network One Sports, JasonWalkerShow.com if you miss anything. All right, let's get to our daily COVID update because that is where we start. Montana, a record, or maybe a second highly record, but 275 new cases reported today. That is bringing the total 10,700 confirmed since March. 163 total deaths, unfortunately. 111 in the hospital currently. 2,600 active cases. 7,937 have recovered. There are 802 cases in Yellowstone County active, 237 in Rosebud, 134 Bighorn, 337 in Cascade. That keeps going up. 252 in the Flathead. That keeps going up. Missoula's above 100 again. 121 active. 75 Deer Lodge, 78 in Silverbow County, 70 in Gallatin County, and then 28 in Lewis and Clark. 63 Glacier, 29 Hill, 142 Roosevelt. That keeps going up as well. So we're seeing all these cases start to go up again in Montana, which is not good. In fact, I was reading a quote today. The chief medical officer of Montana says the state is seeing an increase because, but over the past week, the state has averaged just over 200 cases per day and has a total of, like we said, 10,700 confirmed at least. So there's your COVID update. All right, let's talk football for a second. We mentioned this yesterday. We brought it up yesterday here on the show. And I'm being told by sources that the Frontier Conference schedule is getting close to being done. And it appears that the 8 teams will play a 7-game schedule starting February 27th. Okay? Well, like we talked about, February in Montana, pretty cold. We have 5 of the 8 teams of the Frontier in Montana. Oregon, it can get chilly. College of Idaho, it can get a little chilly there in Nampa. So what the Frontier, it sounds like, is they're going to do the first couple of weeks at least is they have to get this cleared by Idaho State and the University of Idaho. But it appears that the Frontier Conference will send 4 teams, like on a Thursday or a Friday, to Pocatello, And the other 4 teams would go to Moscow, Idaho, and play in the domes. And then they'll do that again the next couple weeks. Because the hope is by the middle or the end of March that it's warm enough to play in Montana. You ever been to Havre in February? It's not exactly warm. You ever been to Dillon in February? It gets a little chilly there too. So this and early March. This is a pretty good decision if it comes to pass, and we'll see. We'll see if it comes to pass. But that's the Big Sky or the Frontier's decision. It appears, I'm being told. Weigh in on it. Let me know. Do you think it's a good idea? Yes or no? You can vote, or just let me know at Jay Walker Sports on the Twitter, Facebook, or you can email jasonwalkersports@gmail.com. So that is the Frontier football plan according to sources. Now, the Big Sky Conference and the FCS have a plan, and we know that the NCAA FCS playoffs are going to drop next year from 24 to 16 teams in the spring. Well, here's the new plan. There's 11 automatic qualifiers and 5 at-large teams. That has a direct impact on many conferences, including the Big Sky. When you think about 4 seeded teams, that's 1 through 8. There were 4 Big Sky teams seeded last year. You had Weber at 3, Sac State 4, Montana State 5, and the Grizz were 6. They each received first-round byes, second-round home games. And then we saw Weber and Montana State go to the semifinals. So that's a big impact on the Big Sky Conference, as well as Missouri Valley and the CAA. The bracket will be announced April 18th. The championship is looking to be around May 14th through the 16th, somewhere in those days. Championship brackets also finalized by the board of directors in the NCAA for men's and women's cross country, field hockey, men's and women's soccer, volleyball, and men's water polo. But that's a big deal for the Big Sky. 11 automatic qualifiers. That means you win your league, you're in. And 5 at-large teams. Not as many as normal. That's a big thing, but something to keep an eye on. I did see this as well. Pac-12. It sounds like they're going to get started in October 31st. They're going to backtrack as well. John Canzano, who's a writer for the Oregonian, columnist, talked about this yesterday. Pac-12 Commissioner Larry Scott has a feeling he's going to be out at the end of the year no matter what. So you know what he did? He paid out, so they laid off or furloughed 94 of 196 staff members of the Pac-12. Before they did that, though, Scott paid out approximately $4 million in bonuses in August, including his own $2.5 million. And then a month later, dumped his staff out on the job market. There are a lot that are upset. And a lot of them were furloughed because then they didn't have to worry about the Pac-12 unemployment, severance pay, things like that. So Scott moved up the dates. His normal bonus would be in September, moved it up to August. Why? Because he thinks he's going to get fired at the end of the year. And so he moved up his bonus as well as others, 50 of them total. He got $2.5 million. Which means a lot of people that were furloughed can't afford now to live in the Bay Area. Most people can't afford to live in the Bay Area anyway, but it's a great article. You can go to OregonLive.com/sports/John Canzano. Fantastic article. Fantastic. Crazy stuff. Man. Crazy. Oh, let's go back to COVID real quick. I found the article I was looking at talking about why the cases in Montana have increased. Health officials saying schools reopening, Labor Day gatherings, increasing spread in congregating living settings such as nursing homes and jails. So the White House Coronavirus Task Force suggested Montana consider fines for violations of face mask mandates in areas with increasing cases. Right now, it's if you have 4 or more in the state, you have to wear your face mask. But all right, there you go. I want to take a break because I cannot wait to talk to this young lady, and it looks like she's ready to talk to us too. Her name is Brandy Schock. She is a cowgirl, a senior at the University of Wyoming. She's a Nebraska native, but she's got a great story to tell. And she's got off to a really good start this year in college rodeo. And we'll talk to Brandy Schock when we come back here. Jason Walker Show presented by Capital Collision Center. Hang on.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark LaRoe Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklaroephotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. Or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. marklaroephotography.com. Fall is officially here, and now is the perfect time to get your rig tuned up before the big hunt. That means a lift kit from Auto Concepts. An Auto Concepts lift kit will help take you places only the animals can go. And when you do get that big one, make sure you have help to get it home with a winch to pull it out. Or maybe you'll be a good friend and help pull someone out of the snowbank. Check out AutoConceptsHelena.com for more ideas. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Jason Walker Show presented by Capital Collision Center inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Speaking of Major Mortgage, going to go to golf with JR tomorrow. If you need to get a home loan, refinance, whatever, get a hold of JR McFadden, Major Mortgage. JR's a pretty good golfer. We're going to golf in the morning, so we'll be back for the show. This segment brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. The quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. All right, I want to get started. On This Day in History is coming up. We're also going to talk to Scott Evans, Helena High head coach. But I want to get to our first guest today on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. She is a senior at the University of Wyoming. She is a wonderful cowgirl. She is off to a flying start so far in breakaway. And she joins us now on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Her name is Brandy Schock. How are you? You there? Brandy? Unmute. Oh, goodness. Are we having some technical difficulties? Let's see. But, okay, she is a senior. see if do we have her? Brandy, do we got you? Are you there? Hey, I think I hear you now. Are you there? All right, she can hear, or we can hear her. She cannot hear us. We will figure this out. Brandy, let's try hold. Let's try on air. Technical difficulties. Technology is great when it works. We were literally talking just before we came on, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this. I'm gonna switch it back. Hang on a sec, Brandy. So we'll try something. We'll try something here. We'll keep her on camera.
Hello.
Hey, Brandy, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I am great. All right, so we have you on video. You have us on audio. You hear us. We're good.
Okay. I don't see you, but
you don't see us,
you
but
can hear me.
that's okay. I can hear you, so you're good. Hey, Brandy Shock joining us. Jason Walker Show, Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Appreciate it. You're off to a pretty good start, which I want to talk about here in the college rodeo. But I saw this story last week. I didn't know about it, but I saw it on your coach Bo Clark's page, University of Wyoming. You have quite an inspirational story, and I wanted you to come on and share your story because you didn't know if you'd even be able to ride a horse, let alone compete this year.
Yeah, it's for sure been a struggle, I guess, but it's been good for sure. I was diagnosed last year, and I had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. It was stage 4, and I also had a blood infection in my right leg, so I had massive surgeries on my leg, actually. And that's when they kind of found the cancer, and I was in chemotherapy. I never had to do radiation, but I had chemo every 2 weeks, 6 rounds of it. And, of course, lost all my hair, all that sort of stuff, got really skinny. But, yeah, I guess I just kept praying, and I just knew that it was going to be okay, I guess.
Well, it's crazy, Brandy, and we're all glad you're good and healthy. How scary was it? Because you got sick, I read, at a rodeo and didn't really know what was going on, and finally it was diagnosed. But how scary was it?
Yeah, it was pretty scary. I was actually at Torrington's College Rodeo, and my right leg had started hurting, and I didn't really know what to think, I guess. It just felt like I had overworked it or something, and we got back to school. My mom had came with me, and things just changed overnight, basically. My leg got really bad, and I went to the hospital, and then started finding more things wrong with me, so kind of became a huge process.
Obviously, cancer, as Brandy Shock joined us here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. When you hear that word, what goes through your head?
I wouldn't say just one word goes through my head. Honestly, a lot of people will think I'm crazy, but it was a blessing in a lot of ways. And it really shaped me into who I exactly wanted to be in life. I had a pretty good idea of who I wanted to be, and then after what I went through, it just really helped me grow into who I wanted to be and what I wanted to do with my life.
And what is that?
Honestly, a lot of things. I just honestly tried to strive to be the best person I can every single day. I have grown a ton in my faith, and of course I knew God had a plan. That was kind of my slogan through everything I went through was God has a plan. I'm just living it. And I just knew that he would make everything okay. And now I'm doing great. And I love to rope calves and rodeo. So I've been really trying to catch back up with that because missing a year, I just really felt like I was behind. And so I've been working real hard and just trying to keep striving to be who I want.
Brandy Shock joining us, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. When I was reading your bio on the Wyoming website, and I mean, you were very accomplished in junior high, qualifying for the finals. You went to the high school finals. You also so was this before or after the American, the big one down in Texas that you had qualified for?
It was before, kind of during. So I actually qualified to the American the first year, the semifinals that they had it, and I then got sick, so I couldn't go.
Oh.
But then this last year, I qualified again, and in February I got to go. And I've actually got another spot again to go this year.
Nice. So you're pretty good at this roping thing.
I try to be.
Well, so what? You won the average, or did you win the average in your first rodeo last weekend, and then over this past weekend you took second? I saw, or something like that, or am I reversed?
I got second at both of them, actually. I won the short go at both of them, but I ended up second in average at both.
Gotcha. And you do you do other events, but breakaway's your moneymaker.
Yeah, breakaway is definitely my favorite. It's been really our favorite thing as a family since I was little.
Well, so your mom went to finals and your dad as well, CNFR, and I was reading about that, and both very accomplished athletes themselves.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, my mom, she team roped and roped calves, and my dad heeled and roped calves, and he actually rode bulls in high school, but yeah.
Brandy Shock joining us.
No, they're both very accomplished for sure. And if I'm half the person my mom is one day, I'll be happy.
That is sweet. I hope mom's listening. Wyoming senior cowgirl Brandy Shock joining us here. You had to miss a year with the non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. What was the University of Wyoming like? And as far as giving you the space and time that you needed to get healthy and then welcoming you back?
The university was awesome, honestly. I actually kept doing all my classes until, actually throughout the summer. My one teacher let me finish my class through the summer, just as I could and how I was feeling and things. So it was amazing. They were all very understanding, and I actually, like, Bo was amazing. Bo came and saw me, and I love their family. They're amazing. But yeah, the university was phenomenal for the whole situation.
Tell me about rodeoing for Bo, because I've known him for a long time. He went to school with my brother, and you know, he's a cowboy for sure. But what's he like as a coach?
He's definitely hard, and he expects us for sure. Like, you need to do good in school, and you need to follow the rules, and just do your thing. But also, he's very compassionate and really cares for all of us. He would do anything for any of us. I honestly love him as my coach, and I'm so thankful I went to UW.
You went to Northeastern Junior College before Wyoming, is that right?
Yep, at Sterling.
Okay. You've kind of been all over. So where are you from at Nebraska?
Hyannis.
Hyannis.
It's a really small town.
Yeah. What's closest, or what's it closest to?
I would say Ogallala. We're about an hour and 15 minutes north of there.
All right. So Nebraska, I got to go through there one time in the summer, a long, long time ago. My uncle, I was working for him, and we ate at a place called Valentino's, and it was an amazing, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The Italian food, it was so good.
Yeah, we love Valentino's.
Is that your go-to when you get home?
Yeah, somewhat. Usually if we're in Ogallala, that's where we go.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Brandy Shock joining us. So what's the future hold for you health-wise? Are we worried about it coming back? Or, I mean, stage 4 is not good, but obviously you're doing well and doing healthy now.
Yeah, as far as I know and how I feel great. And I think it has to do with a lot of how you feel with what I went through. I can tell, like, when I'm not very good or something. So, honestly, I'm doing great. I have a CAT scan in November, I think, or October. I'm not sure. And they're not worried. They actually told me once I got through my first treatment that they usually don't see patients that had this type of cancer back. So I'm very sure, like, I'm good and I'm ready to keep going. And if it's God's plan for me to get it again, I mean, I'll go through it again, I guess.
Oh my gosh, you're so uplifting. Brandy Shock, our guest here, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. Let's talk about your team. You guys are off to a great start. I think you lead the region in all 3 women's categories: goat tying, breakaway, and barrel racing. Pretty solid team you guys have to there down in Laramie.
Yeah, for sure. We have some really good girls and just good people. I love our team, and we're just working hard and keeping going, just doing our thing.
I like that. So where are you guys at this weekend?
We go to Riverton, Wyoming.
Okay. Fun stuff. Riverton. What's your favorite city to go to for college rodeo?
Probably Sheridan. It's so pretty up there. I love it there.
You guys got an opportunity last week. This is cool, to rope at Cheyenne Frontier Days Arena, because it was just a great thing for it to be able to happen. The indoor arena wasn't going to be good enough. The outdoor arena at Cheyenne was big and big enough for you guys to go rodeo. How cool was that to rope in that arena?
It was so cool. It was crazy, honestly. I'd never got to be a part of it. I would have entered the Cheyenne Rodeo last summer, but I was sick, of course, and that's when they added the breakaway.
Yep.
And so I had never got to rope there. And so it was pretty cool to be at Cheyenne and get to do the 20-foot score and the hand-pulled barrier and everything. It was very cool to think about all the people that have been through there and been in that arena.
I was just going to ask you, did you get a chance to just stand in there and think about the history of Cheyenne?
I actually, Sunday at Cowboy Church, they were just kind of talking about it, and it was just cool to look out and see the whole arena, and the bucking horses were getting let out, and it was just so moving.
That's awesome. Brandy Shock joining us. Couple final questions for you, but you're an elementary ed major, is that right?
Yeah.
So you want to teach little kids?
Yes, I actually want kindergarten. Everybody thinks I'm crazy, but I love kindergarten.
I think you'd be awesome at it. You have the personality to handle, 5 and 6 year old kids, because you're fun.
Well, thanks.
Obviously, CNFR is a goal. How crushing? Well, last year or this spring, how hard was it as a team to have it canceled? I wasn't super a part of it because I hadn't bought my card yet where I had been sick, but I think it was really hard for everybody. And then I thought it was really cool that Naira stepped up though and gave everybody another year. And so it's kind of cool to see everybody back and just be back with everyone. It's right there in Wyoming. Of course, Bozeman, Montana used to be the home of the CNFR. We'd love to have it back. I'm just saying.
I know. I would love to come to Bozeman so much. My mom was there, and she's like, Bozeman is the best place.
Their spring rodeo is probably my favorite rodeo on across the board. But I've never been, obviously, to Vegas for the NFR. But Bozeman packs that place for the spring rodeo. It's too bad you guys don't get to go to it.
Yeah, it would be awesome. I would love to come to Montana.
Well, you can come get your PRCA card next year. You'll come roping and around up here. You got all sorts of rodeos all summer long. So what circuit?
For sure, yeah.
What circuit do you ride in PRCA wise?
I'm guessing I'll be Mountain States, but I haven't bought my permit or any of that yet. I kind of wanted to see how the year played out, I guess, where they just added the breakaway.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided that I'd just kind of see how everybody was entering and figure things out before I just jumped in.
So what are your horses' names?
Right now I'm riding a mare, and her name is Gem, like
Gem.
a gemstone.
Okay.
Yeah. And my heading horse is Cactus, and then I have a couple other calf horses that are Juju and 10.
Okay. I love asking cowgirls their horses' names because they are some of the best names out there for sure. How do you name them? How did you come up with the names?
I didn't name any of these ones. They just came with those names.
Oh, okay. Aside from your mom, who did you look up to rodeo-wise?
Ooh, that's tough. I can't say my mom.
No, because I knew you were going to say your mom.
I would say like the Jackie Crawfords and Larry D and Hope Thompson, just people that have really excelled in rodeo and not only are good at rodeo, but just good people. They are very mentally strong, and I think that's a huge factor when you're roping.
What was it like getting on that first competition, coming back from missing in the year?
It was a little nerve-wracking, I'm not going to lie. My first rodeo, I think it was a jackpot, actually. I never get really nervous at all when I'm roping, and that first one back, I was very nervous.
Did you break the barrier?
No.
Okay, good. Oh, man. You do. So I was reading the article last week about you, and whoever wrote it said your $1 million smile. You do have a $1 million smile. It is fantastic.
Well, thanks.
All right. So I got to ask, like I said, I've been in Nebraska. There's not, Brandy, a lot of people that have a deep Southern drawl like you do. Where does that come from?
I don't know. My dad's from South Dakota. So.
Well, that doesn't count.
And my mom's from here, so I don't really know.
That is fantastic. I wish you the best. I really do. You're fun to chat with. When you qualify for the CNFR after winning your region this year, I'm going to have you back on because I want to talk CNFR with you. Because the Big Sky region's got some pretty good ropers up here too, and the Montana State women's team is pretty legit, like your Wyoming team. I'd love to see a duel. Just the Wyoming guys and girls against Montana State guys and girls in Bozeman. I think Bo should make that happen.
I think so too. Yes.
Just go out, have some fun, and that way you get to live a dream. And I'll come down and announce it. I think it'd be a blast.
It would be awesome. We definitely should do that.
We'll work on that. Hey, tell Bo hi, please, and continued success, continued health. Thanks for joining us, Brandy, and appreciate the time. Good luck this weekend in Riverton.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. It was so good to talk to you.
That is Brandy Schuck joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. What an angel. What an absolute sweetheart. And I'm so happy we were able to talk with her. And if you missed anything, you want to re-listen to it, go back to jasonwalkershow.com after the show. We'll get it loaded up. But, oh, man, Brandy, great story. Inspirational and so much fun. And appreciate her coming on the show today. All right, quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk some football and not Wyoming football, but we're going to talk high school football. We're going to talk with Scott Evans, head coach of the Helena High Bengals, next. Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today. Fall is officially here, and now is the perfect time to get your rig tuned up before the big hunt. That means a lift kit from Auto Concepts. An Auto Concepts lift kit will help take you places only the animals can go. And when you do get that big one, make sure you have help to get it home with a winch to pull it out. Or maybe you'll be a good friend and help pull someone out of the snowbank. Check out AutoConceptsHelena.com for more ideas. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark LaRoe Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklaroephotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. Or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. marklaroephotography.com. Welcome back. Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. Hey, I've told you this story, but my truck was in a wreck. I got T-boned July 2nd. And thankfully, the young lady had insurance. But took my vehicle over to Capital Collision Center, and the amount of work they had to do, and they made it fit like it was brand new. It was so amazing. Like, it looks like I just drove it off the lot when I got it back. A few weeks later. It was almost $20,000 in repair, because they literally had to fix everything from the front of the truck to the back of the truck on the passenger side. And what they did, pinpoint accuracy, And a lot of that is because, well, they're manufacturer certified, which requires special training and equipment. But there's a playbook that they have to follow, whether it's, GM or Subaru or Ford, whatever. And to get it back to manufacturer specification, they follow it step by step by step. And not to mention all of like I said, the work phenomenal, but the customer service was unbelievable. I didn't realize that. I knew that they'd stay in touch. I didn't realize that it would be like every week or every other day. I got text messages saying, hey, here's what we just did with your truck, and here's what's next, and here's what's after that. And then I got phone calls about it too. And they took care of the insurance. I didn't even have to deal with insurance. It was so amazing. So I get over there, Capital Collision Center. I highly, highly recommend. And they're 5-star reviews online. And it's not bogus. People don't just type this stuff in for the heck of it. It's real. Capital Collision Center. All right, this segment brought to you by Mark Leroux Photography. Mark, fantastic. Mention the Jason Walker Show, and you will get a free 8x10 canvas or matte print when you book your family portrait package or senior portrait package or any portrait package. If you buy anything like this photo behind us, that was taken July 3rd at Ennis, Northern Rodeo Association. And that photo is for sale, as well as other great stuff. By mentioning the Jason Walker Show, you get 20% off if you purchase Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery, marklerouxphotography.com. So Helena High's 2-0. They are off to a good start. 2 different types of games. A slugfest defensive duel against Butte in week 1, and then a blowout last week of Big Sky in week 2. Here to chat about it is head coach of the Helena High Bengals. His name is Scott Evans. All right, Coach, congratulations. 2-0 start to the season. Caden Hewitt, our Auto Concepts Performance of the Week, handed out yesterday. Tied a school record with 5 touchdown passes. We knew he was going to be good last year and getting better this year, but what's impressed you the most between last year and the first 2 games into this season?
Just his poise. He's handling himself with poise in the pocket. He does a good job of composing himself and being in a situation where, number one, is he can handle any situation given him, whether it be a blitz or a change of a coverage. He's got to handle himself better, just knowing the game better.
Scott Evans, our guest here, Jason Walker Show, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. 3 passes go to Dexter Tedesco, who had never caught a varsity touchdown pass, and then he gets 3 of them in the game. And he had a quote that really was funny. It stood out for me, and he said something to the effect of he felt like he was playing a Madden game out there. I guess that's a good thing if you got a high schooler talking about a Madden game, because he was in the zone too with Caden.
Yeah, but that's Dexter. I'll tell you what, there's not probably a better kid on our team who, in a situation, he's just a good football player, good kid. And just he has a good time playing football and just being out there. He enjoys his time with his teammates. So that's exactly who Dexter is, and I'm glad that he's being exactly who he is as a person, answering questions.
It was a difference of 2 games, literally, between that Butte game to open up the season and then the blowout win over Big Sky on Friday night. A defensive battle in that first game. Your defense showed up in the second game, as we knew it would, and we'll talk about the defense here in a sec. But what was the message to the guys? Because it was a completely different game.
We missed some opportunities in that first game. I actually was very proud of our kids in the second half offensively. I thought they played very well against Butte. We just didn't stick it in the zone, and it was missed opportunities in that first game, and we could blame it on Russ. We could blame it on everything. It's us not playing the capabilities that we could. And second half of that Butte game, the kids started coming on offensively, and I thought our offense coaches adjusted well. We just couldn't stick it in. Butte played a good football game, and we stubbed our toes with some drop balls and penalties, and that was one of the things we tried to clean up the next week. And as you can see, it kind of worked out for us pretty well in the next game.
Scott Evans, the Helena High head football coach, our guest here. Did you guys have too much time to practice before that first game?
I don't know if we had too much time or, it's about the thought process. I think, honestly, our guys, our offense is going to get a pretty good defense every day, and they had to adjust to the different speed level. I think they're playing some pretty good guys on our side of the ball defensively that we have here at Helena High, and they got rocked around a little bit during our practices, and they kind of woke up call and said, hey, we played against some good defenses already, so we can jump up our game. And I think that had a lot to do with it. And just, once again, they're still dealing with 16 to 18-year-old kids, and sometimes they wake up a little bit different than everyone else, and then all of a sudden, surprise, surprise, they just start taking over.
Scott Evans, Helena High head football coach, our guest here, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. Speaking of your defense, 2 lights out performances in the first 2 weeks. Are you pleased as the coach, or is there still work to be done?
We're always pursuing perfection here defensively at Helena High. So I'll be honest with you, I'm not pleased ever. I wasn't pleased yesterday, and I'll walk off the field probably late in the season not pleased at times. So, we're working all the time. Our kids understand that, and that's kind of one of our traditions here, that we're going to work for that. And I think our kids are gravitating towards it a little bit earlier this year. And we got some things to clean up, but we're always just kind of trying to get better each week about how we're doing things.
When you're going up against a really good offense, I'll flip it, because that defense, as good as it is, goes up a pretty good offense every day in practice too. How does that help them?
Oh, it's amazing. You got good running backs on both sides on that side of the ball. You got receivers that can run down the field like Dexter and Rafe and those guys, and Luke Cage Schlepp, and you got a quarterback who can hum the football against you. So it gets us on target every day, and so it's a good thing to practice against good kids. So I like what we have right now, because we can actually put some guys on the field that compete every day. So that helps us on both sides of the ball.
No COVID-related issue questions here, Coach, this week, but last week, when you're looking at the air quality, were you nervous about being able to get a game in because of the smoke?
We've had that same thing a couple of years ago when we were playing Glacier, and we actually had a JV game canceled at one point in time and played the varsity game. I just got to take everything as I call it the AAA: adjust, adapt, and awkward. That's kind of where we're at in our society right now. Right. So, I kind of go with that flow, and we'll adjust as we go and adapt as we go. And, sometimes the situation just gets awkward on us. So I don't know. I was concerned, but I wasn't concerned, because every day is a new day. So we just got to go about it that way.
Has this been one of obviously this is the craziest year that you've ever had as a coach?
The nice thing about it is that the nature of everything outside the noise, outside the field, field of play has been terrific. The kids are as good as ever. My coaching staff, I love what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Outside of it, after we step off the field, it's a little different, of course. But, once we get inside the Painted Lions, everything just changes, and we're back to normal. So I think our kids have done a great job of adjusting and being there. And that's kind of made all of us adults who we have our own little realm to deal with. And the kids have made us better.
Scott Evans, the Helena High head football coach, our guest here, Jason Walker Show. You head on the road for the first time, going over to Hellgate. And we've talked to you and I in the last couple of years about how much better Hellgate is than they were 4 or 5 years ago. Plus, they didn't even have a team a few years ago. But this is the team that just went on the road, won at Flathead, which is easy place to win. But Hellgate's playing very good football the last couple of years, and they're getting better. Coach Morris has done a nice job over there. What do you expect Friday night?
They've been throwing the heck out of the football. They have some good athletes on the outside. You got a new quarterback over there, and they offer a challenge. You better not be sleeping on them, because they're going to throw the ball about 50 times a game, and they've got a pretty good running back too. So, and the nice thing that Coach Morris has brought back is he's brought a little tempo to them, and they got a little edge to them. So, when they sat out that 1 year where they didn't have any games, they got in a situation where he groomed the kids in and got his program started back up again. So I think now you can actually call it a program. They're in a situation where they've been winning some football games and challenging people every week. And last week they had a great win over Flathead. So I expect a challenge every time we walk in against Hellgate. That's not the old Hellgate of old. This is a team that you have to wake up every morning and get ready for.
When you look at Hellgate, and every coach every week always says we have to stop the run, but with a team like Hellgate that throws it 50-plus times a game, do you adjust that at all, or is it still focus on the run and make them beat you with the pass?
We kind of have an attitude that they better adjust to us at times. I hate to be confident in what we're doing, but we're going to go after them, and we're going to do exactly what we do. We can't change your personality. If you're a tiger, you're a tiger. Don't try to be a lion. So, I guess we're going to go with the situation and just play the way we play and go from there. I think we do a good job. If you go too much out of who you are, you kind of lose track of what you're trying to accomplish with your program. So we're going to go out just like we usually do and attack and let them adjust to us.
I like that answer. And it's a nice way it's a different way of saying we're just going to focus on ourselves this week. So I thank you. I thank you for that, because literally every coach says that every week.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, number one, is we like what we do. I mean, I love what our kids are doing. I like what our coaching staff is doing. I'm blessed with having a good group of guys who know what they're doing, and we kind of like our situation right now. So we're just keep going with that.
Hey, final quick question. I know you got Mike Van Diest doing some helping on the sidelines. What's that like?
It's incredible. That's an asset that you can't find anywhere else. I mean, that's one of the best football coaches we've had, not just in the state of Montana, but in the nation. And so having him around here, it's helpful for me as a coach. It's helpful for our kids. And, and it's a proven winner that, number one, is, every day you walk in, you've got a guy who's been successful at all levels of football. And now we can just add him into the fold at Helena High, and that's, gets him back to his roots a little bit, and so it's a great deal. I enjoy the heck having him here, and our kids are just loving having him as well.
Well, I'm sure those linebackers are really loving it. How much, with Mary not having a season, how much work did it take to convince him to come help you out? Probably not much.
He's a football junkie. We live and die it, and I'll tell you what, it's a blessing to have a man who understands the game that well, and at the same point in time just enjoys being out there coaching the kids. That's the best thing about it, is he's just good with kids.
Yep. Hey, before I let you go, talked to Coach Jeff Choate a couple of weeks ago after I talked with you, and he said he wouldn't tell any stories because then the gloves would be off and you guys could share all the bad stories against him. So he refuses to share anything about you and Coach Mihelish.
I'm a lockbox, as the old saying goes. That's state secret stuff. That's stuff that we hold dear to our hearts.
Someday, someone has to, you know what? You guys all need to get together in a room on a weekend, and I will be there, and I will record everything and I'll write a book that's published after everybody's gone.
Well, please make sure that we're all 6 feet under at that juncture.
Well, that's the point. Yeah. Because I'd love to just actually, you know what? I don't even want to record it or write the book. I just want to hear those stories.
Well, it would be great to sit down with those guys like that. That's for sure. I'd love to have them all in the room together.
So much fun. Hey, Coach, appreciate it. Congrats on the 2-0 start. Keep it rolling this weekend at Hellgate.
All right. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate it. Go Bengals.
That is the Mike Miller State Farm Highline, head coach of Helena High, Scott Evans. Tomorrow we'll check in with Capital coach Kyle Mihelish. How do they reverse their 0-2 start? They're home for the first time on Friday night. They're going to have probably a senior night Friday. But yeah, Helena High is off to a flying start, and it's going to be tough this year. Not only, just everything that they've had to deal with, all teams, but the Western AA, Sentinel, Glacier, Capital's better than 0-2. Helena High is really good. Butte is pretty good. There's some really good football in the Western AA. Now I know Bozeman 1-1. I know Senior, West all playing really well right now. Gallatin just picked up its first win, but that Western AA is going to be that's like last year. It was top heavy in the West, and probably the last couple years, honestly. Billings Senior and West, have been in there, and obviously Bozeman winning a state championship. But those are singular teams. Top to bottom, the West, well, top to middle of the pack, the West is loaded, and it has been. But fun stuff. Thanks to Scott Evans. I don't know if you guys saw this over the weekend. Danny Lee is a professional golfer. He was at the U.S. Open at Winged Foot. Now, there was a lot of people, players that struggled at Winged Foot. Phil Mickelson missed the cut. Tiger Woods missed the cut. There was a lot. This happened to Danny Lee, though. And we're going to show it to you.
It looked like there was perhaps some issues on the 18th green. We can reveal exactly what took place. This was his first putt from just about 4 feet or so, guys.
And that's for par.
Yeah, correct. That would have seen him
that's for par.
Have a third round 73.
Yeah, that's one. This is 2. Just a little bit of a pull. All right, it happens to the best of us. And
expecting to tap it in. Oh.
This is where things go completely haywire, and the brain just goes, you know, I've had enough. I've had enough of this U.S. Open stuff. I've had enough of this golf course.
That's a shame.
It is. It's not a good look, but hey, I live in a glass house. We've all been there. I've never quite done that, but David?
How about that? A 6-putt from 4 feet. And like the announcer said, we've all done it. Thanks to NBC Golf for that. It's tough, man. The closest I think I've come to that. So I was playing in a tournament earlier this year. Was it this year? Yeah. Playing in a tournament out at the country club, Green Meadow. And the 7th hole is a par 3. And I took a 12, and I did not have a penalty stroke. The pin placement was very tough. So I was on in 2, right? Remember, I was on in 2, and then I 10-putted. So there you go. Yeah, I took a 12 with nothing, no penalties. Crazy. All right, let's get to... I saw this before we go. Kentucky High School Association. Ready for this? The Kentucky High School Association has determined this year that basketball games will not start with a jump ball. Instead, a coin flip. How dumb is that? Basketball games will not start with a jump ball in Kentucky high school basketball. I mean, Kentucky's home to some great things. Basketball, Rupp Arena, Kentucky Derby, horses, thoroughbreds, great high school basketball, college ball. But they're not going to... High school basketball in Kentucky is going to start games with a coin flip instead of a jump ball. That's so dumb. So dumb. Look, is it because of COVID? Probably. Are they still going to be banging bodies? Yeah. So you either play the game, and we said this about Legion Baseball in April. You either play the game the way it's supposed to be played, or you just don't play it at all. Coin flip. Man. All right, it is September the 22nd. It is American Business Women's Day, Car Free Day, National Elephant Appreciation Day. Oh, the little one's going to love that. She makes great elephant noises. And she learned a couple weeks ago that elephants live in Africa. That's how she says it, Africa. It is Hobbit Day. I'm short. I'll save you the joke. Ice Cream Cone Day, Centenarians Day, Legwear Day, White Chocolate Day. Don't say it. Voter Registration Day, Girls Night In Day, and then Online Recovery Day. This date, 1911. Boston Rustlers future Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher Cy Young beats the Pittsburgh Pirates 1-0 at Forbes Field, his final career victory, number 511, a record that will never be broken. 1920, a Chicago grand jury convenes to investigate charges that 8 White Sox players conspired to fix the 1919 World Series. 1957, Duke Snider hit home runs of the season, 39 and 40. Those were the last home runs hit at Ebbets Field. 1969, Willie Mays becomes just the second player at the time to hit 600 home runs. 1977, Bert Blyleven of Minnesota hit no-hit the California Angels. 1987, NFL players would go on strike for 24 days. The second in-season strike. The first happened yesterday on the date in 1982. 1988, Janet Evans, American swimmer. She set a world record to win the 400-meter freestyle at the Seoul Olympics, third gold of the games for her, 400 IM and the 800. On this date in 1991, Miami Dolphins coach Don Shula got his 300th career win. And on this date in 1993, Nolan Ryan pitched his last game. He was 46. He has the most strikeouts and the most no-hitters, 2 records that will never be broken. Happy birthday, Charlotte Cooper. Charlotte was born on this date in 1870. A British tennis player, was the first female Olympic champ in 1900. Also won Wimbledon in 1895, 96, 98, 1901, and 1908. How about that? That's pretty impressive. It is Tommy Lasorda birthday, 1927. Lute Olson was born on this date in 1934. The great basketball coach from the University of Arizona just passed away last week, 2 weeks ago. 1942 on this date, David Stern was born, NBA commissioner for 21 years. He just passed away this year. Yogi Berra passed away on this date in 2015. The Hall of Famer, he was 90. It was also on this date 74 years ago that Yogi made his Yankees debut with a home run for his first Major League Baseball hit. So a big day. His first hit, and then like his granddaughter Lindsay tweeted out, he followed that ball over the wall on this date 5 years ago. But Yogi Berra passed away 5 years ago today. Love talking about Yogi. We'll have to get Lindsay back on to share more stories about Yogi, because there's never enough time with all of that. So let's do this.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
Hey, great show today. Walk-off presented by Cafe Zydeco. Stop by for beignets, crawfish, shrimp, catfish, you name it. Po' boys. Helena Bozeman Billings, Cafe Zydeco. Had fun today. Thanks to Scott Evans for joining us, Helena High head coach. Brandy Schock from the University of Wyoming rodeo team. If you missed anything, you can go back online, jasonwalkershow.com. We'll have that uploaded sometime tonight. Tomorrow, Kyle Mihelish will join us. Probably have a surprise or two and a whole lot more. Have a great night. We'll see you back here. Stay safe, be nice, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Jason Walker Show. See you at 4.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is